Hey everyone, it's the Gadget Guru, and this is my brother. He came with me to a tournament today, so this is going to be a tournament report for today. We went to our Wednesday locals at Crusaders Retreat. So I played Dark Worlds, he played Chainburn. We both finished 2-1. You finished 2-1, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We both finished 2-1. First round, for me, I versed him. Yeah, I know, right? I was playing Dark World, he's playing Chainburn, so... Like, game 1 I got screwed, because there's nothing I could do. Game 2 I just beat him down with a snow and a beige. And just kept negging myself of card advantage. So that he couldn't, like, explode on me and kill me. And game 3, he actually misplayed and he didn't, like, realize he could tribute summon Ojama tokens for Lava Golem. Like, he didn't realize it because he doesn't play Chainburn very much. So he actually misplayed, so I got the win. But if he had done that, he would have beat me and went 3-0. But still. Second round for me was versus a Lightsworn, Light Pulsar deck version Twilight thing. He sacked game 1. I got game 2 for siding in triple Dark Smog. And then he got game 3 because I just drew nothing. Like, the only problem with Dark Worlds I have right now is they're inconsistent in their drawing. Like, they're a good deck, but there's times where you just draw a hand and you're like, what the hell do I do with this? So, he got game 3 because I just drew really bad that game. My third round was a mirror match versus another Dark World. Like, game 1 was really derpy. Neither of us could, like, explode. We don't want to activate Drag Down. We don't want to activate Dark World Dealers. We don't want to activate anything that would cause the opponent to discard, because then they'll get their effects and they'll get raped. So we both just, like, we're basically playing Upstart and, like, drawing and trying to get a Trans Archfiend or something. I got game 1. He OTK'd me game 2. And then game 3, I just beat him down. Like, my Dark Smogs just came into play. I drew 2 of them, so I just Dark Smogged him for game. Pretty much, like, every time he put a monster in the graveyard, I would just banish it. And just keep drawing cards off of, like, Brow and Snow and stuff. Like, at one point I went Dark Smog, Pitch Snow, Search Snow. So he lost his monster. And then the next turn he put one in there, I went Dark Smog, Pitch Snow, Search Snow. And so he Foolish Burial one in there. I Foolish Burial Grapha. So I flipped another Dark Smog up, Pitch Snow again, Search Beige, banishes Grapha. So I just prevented him from having a graveyard, and I won the game from that. So I went 2-1 and ended up getting fourth or third or fourth? Fourth place. I got 4th place. He got 2nd, and even though I beat him round 1, I get 4th, he gets 2nd. Like, explain that one to me. Like, tiebreakers just don't make sense to me. But anyway, so that was my tournament, so I'll let him tell his tournament now.
Okay. Mine's not going to be as in-depth as his, but he told you our first match, and he won. The second match was against another Dark World player. Yay. And... basically, first game, he didn't know what he was playing against. He burst all this stuff out on the field.
Yeah, so... Okay, I gotta explain this. Like, all I see as I look over to where he's playing against his opponent. His opponent has activated Raven's effect and pitched 6 Dark World monsters to the graveyard.
No, it was Into the Void.
Oh, no, Into the Void. He Into the Void during the end phase. He pitched 6 Dark Worlds. So all of them chained. And all I look over is see 6 Dark World monsters on the field, and him looking at like 4 back row, and I'm like, oh shit, no way. So he just started chaining cards, and just like the Dark World player just got raped. Like there's nothing you can do that when you like create a Chain Link 6 on your turn from your card effects before your opponent even goes. Like, you just, like, when they're playing Chainburn, you're screwed. Like, you lose. Chain Strike for like 4,000 damage.
That's pretty much what happened. And he went, great. So second game, I didn't draw so great, and he kept throwing things down and just basically poked me with one card over and over and over, so I couldn't drop Lava Golem. And I didn't draw anything to stall him out enough to get my other cards to build a decent chain, and he ended up winning that one. Bummer. And then the third round, he played a couple things started off slow, threw down a Grapha, but didn't throw down a second one. Then, a little later in the game, he thought he was going to burst for the win, because I only had 2 back rows, and he dropped, it's like 3 other Dark World monsters, and nuked my back cards, and he attacks, and I go, oh look, it's the Swift Scarecrow. Just sort of, really? Yes, that's what it is. Fine. And then I set 4 cards, end turn. When he starts his turn, I activate all my chain, and he dies. The third game, I was playing against what is it? The Steel Swarms. And
Evilswarms.
Evilswarms. That's right. Evilswarms.
He was playing against my friend Stephen Antoine.
And he knows the trick to fighting a burn deck is to
let me give you
get
a
rid
little
of
bit
your
of
hand and monster.
Let me give you a little bit of backstory real quick. Stephen Antoine is one of the only players in Arizona that I don't like playing. And that's because he knows how every deck works, and he knows how to counter every deck, and he plays his cards methodically. Like, he's a really, really good player. So, like, he knew immediately what deck it was, because Steven knows all my decks. I mean, I basically tell him when I build a deck. So, he knew what I was playing, he knew what he was playing, so he knew how to counter it. So, like, go ahead and continue. Just wanted to throw it out there.
Okay. The first game, I set a few back rows, and set one face down. He played cautiously, just set a couple back rows, and I think he summoned one of the Steel Swarms. Evilswarms. And
Steel Swarms are shitty. Evilswarms are the good ones.
I keep getting them mixed up. Anyways.
Steel Swarms are like that monster you summon and your opponent looks at you and goes, really? Okay. Thank you for the win. I mean, unfortunately, Steel Swarms are just not good.
Okay. So it's Evilswarm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because they're evil.
Okay, that works. Anyways. He waited one turn. I flipped up all my back rows. He said, fine. Did like 3,000 damage. And then he played a few more Evilswarms out. And I kept negating his attacks every time he tried to attack me with my Swift Scarecrows and Battle Faders. And then I got lucky and drew a couple of the Magic, no, not Magic Cylinder.
Dimension Wall?
Yeah, Dimension Wall and
before anyone asks, Dimension Wall does get past Infestation Pandemic. If you don't think it does, you're a dumbass. Don't comment on the video saying that you can Infestation Pandemic a Dimension Wall. You cannot do it. Anyways, continue.
And since he had enough on the field, it was GG. The second game, he went, okay, I know what you're playing. That's not happening again. Sided in a whole bunch of crap. And pretty much completely shut down. Destroyed everything on my back row. And didn't play anything so that I could chain to effectively. And I couldn't draw very well the second game. Didn't help. So he won the second game pretty fast. The third game, he was constantly just leaving one monster on the field, never allowing the lava golem to be dropped. Every time he dropped a second monster, he'd use it to overlay or to tribute off for what's the one that destroys traps or...
Oh, Epidemic.
Yeah, Epidemic Virus. Eradicator Epidemic Virus. He just always left one monster on the field, and I had 2 lava golems in hand in the third game. It's like,
see, the trick
really?
is, game 2 and game 3, you side out lava golem. But you didn't have a side deck. So, like, neither of us were playing with side decks, so I also want to add. So, the fact that we both went 2-1 with no side decks is really, really good. Like, that's just really good. Like, no side decks was just like... And I had no extra deck. I played Dark Worlds with no extra deck and still went 2-1. So, like... And the guy at Verse playing Dark Worlds had a full extra deck. So, it's not, like, the deck you're playing, it's how you play it.
But anyways, I just basically kept chaining to everything he activated, and it ended up where he kept getting little pokes in because I couldn't draw enough stall cards to completely blockade him because he knows how to play against the deck well. And it ended up like we were at 2,300 me and what was it? 800 for him. and I activated Chain Strike during his turn, right at the end of his turn, and a few other cards, creating it to be Chain Link 4, getting it back to my hand. And
Chain Detonation.
Chain Detonation, that's it.
Chain Detonation returns.
Chain Detonation. See, don't play the deck too much. I keep getting the cards mixed up. But anyways, yeah, Chain Detonation with Fairy Wind and a couple others, and it ended up giving him like 300 life points left, and I set it, and he destroyed my first card, that the monster I had set. He's like, yeah, I'll get rid of that so you don't have anything to chain to. I'm like, Chain Detonation doesn't require something to be chained to. I activate it. I win. So that's how I went 2-1.
So yeah, this was a tournament report for my Wednesday locals. I'll be doing more of these, so I'll probably from now on be playing Heroes and Final Countdown when I can get Heroes finished. I'm still working on the deck. It's almost finished, so as soon as I get that up, I'll start playing that, and then I'll start working on my gadgets, and I'll build those and everything. So I'll keep tournaments report coming up for you guys, and it's the Gadget Guru, and I'll catch you later.